some saying here. One of the most difficult skills to develop is a right perspective, an angle with which to look at issues. Is it true? Everybody has different view. So speaking, there's no absolute right and wrong. But which is more right? You tend to think my one. Alright? So it's very difficult skill to learn. If you can learn and mature in this aspect, then it will be very helpful in relating to others. We need to understand our own self, our family, and our intimate relationship. It means our partner. Right? Some people think that, okay, once I go into courtship, it's just between me and my partner. It's not true, actually. It's not true. It's a lot of things to do with yourself, a lot of things to do with your family, or your FOO. Right? Even when you get married, there are in-laws. Right? You cannot be isolated on your own. Right? So you need to understand. Bowen is a psychologist. He says that if you truly understand, you will know what to do. So one of the approach here is to help you. Okay, you will learn a few skills. Because when they teach you how to fish, then you can fish yourself. Alright, what are the things we learn? One, connection skills. The ability to build and promote good relationship is very important, because love starts from what? What's the basis of love? What's the foundation of love? Friendship. You start with friendship and you carry on with friendship. Don't think that once we are steady, no need to talk about friendship. It's very important. Even after you're married, friendship is very important, because love builds on friendship. Even for other area of relationship, with your family members, with your church member, with your colleagues, the connection skill is very important. It starts with friendship. Okay, we'll learn some of these skills. Personalization skills, the awareness of the dynamic of interaction between people, how you affect other people, their behavior, how their behavior affect you. That's why we learn about the internal processes. Remember the internal processes. Okay, personalization skills, self-awareness. We learn about conceptualization skills, the ability to see things in the right perspective. Right? Try to see things in the right perspective. I mean, as a counselor, we are very opinionated. I am very opinionated. I'm very judgmental. So, as a counselor, and even as a student when I'm taking a course, even right now also while I'm practicing, a lot of time I have to unlearn. I have to unlearn a lot of things I learned in the past. The pattern that I fix and move with. Okay, before I can make use of the new knowledge that I learned. Right? So I need to be able to see things in the right perspective, not always sitting with the mental barrier, as if there's a barrier that only sitting in a certain angle. So I need to remove the barrier. I'm also learning. Right? Leadership skills. Right? The ability to understand and to change yourself, very important, and to influence others. We are not here to change people. And one of the mistakes couple makes always, I want to change my spouse, I want to change my partner, I don't like this aspect of his or her, I'll try to change her. You can never change that person. It's very true. The more I practice, the more, as a counselor, the more I realize. Okay? You can only change yourself. In fact, you should start changing yourself. But of course, let me be very frank with you. As a counselor, I have a lot of theory that I know. But to be able to practice is another matter. Right? It doesn't mean that I'm the expert that I can practice all what I share with you here. A lot of these things that I share with you, I am also struggling by myself to practice them. That should go to show it's very difficult to change yourself, to practice, put to practice what you know. But this is what we have to try to do. Okay? But you can, through your self-practice, actually you will influence your spouse. You influence people around you. So these are the 5 aspects. Being in love is the precious moment of a lifetime. Alright, hopefully your partner will be the one and only one remaining for you. Alright? But the reality is, out in the world, there are many marriages they break up then they form up again with another mate without learning a lesson. So they break up and they marry, they break up and they marry again. They're making the same mistake again. But it is a precious moment of a lifetime. The total sum of a healthy body, a stable job, and a comfortable living environment, this is what we look for, right? Cannot be compared to a meaningful, loving relationship. It's above all, right? So what if you have a lot of wealth, but you have no happiness at home? Okay, your marriage is breaking down. Money cannot buy, so you need to maintain your relationship. Yet it can be a moment of strength or weakness, happiness or misery. If we get close to people, we'll get hurt sometimes. If we don't get close to people, we get lonely ourselves. If we share our true feeling, people may distance from us. If we don't share our true feeling, we are isolating ourselves from others. So it's the dilemma. So we must learn how to do it, right? How to do it in a constructive way. Inevitably, one will get hurt in all relationships. Definitely is a guarantee for you. A heart of humility. The willingness to learn is most precious. If we can learn to manage our couple relationship and all other relationship or interaction, will not be so challenging for you, right? You can apply what you learn here in any other relationship. So if you are hurt in some way as a wounded learner, then you can be a healer for yourself and for others. Okay? It's kind of what's the term? Oxymoron, is it? You are hurt, you're wounded, yet you can heal others. Jesus Christ is a model for that. Okay? Okay, some reflection here. We have many relationships, okay, with our family, with our colleague, with our church member, with our partner. Alright? Which of your relationship do you consider to be healthy? Why? I don't want to break you up now. Maybe this as a group you can share. Now, for this course to be beneficial for you, I hope you can learn to speak out. Share your part. I will lead by sharing what about myself, my experience, but maybe you will also share your part. So which of your relationship do you think is very fulfilling for you? Why? We haven't gone into all the detail yet, but it's good to reflect right from the beginning first. And as you go, perhaps you can understand better yourself why you think you enjoy certain aspect of the relationship. Certain relationship you think it is hurting. Why? Anyone want to start?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay, good.
I think for me it's friends and my partner, because you can share things with that person and you don't feel uncomfortable. Also, you have happy times. You enjoy one another's company.
So actually you say you have friendship, you have intimacy. When I talk about intimacy, there are a few aspects of intimacy. Intellectual. I'm sure you have intellectual intimacy because you can communicate, you can understand each other. That's intimacy. Part of intimacy. Intellectual intimacy. Then you have social intimacy. You go out as a couple, with friends, family members, you can interact. You do things together in social context. So we have social intimacy. Your partner is your companion. Very important. You should maintain that. Then you have emotional intimacy. When you feel hurt, depressed, sad, angry, discouraged, you have someone that you can talk to. Very important as a person. Okay? When you are young, you are still not married, your parents, your family member are the main one that you should be able to share with. If not, your school's friend, buddy. Okay? If not, then you are in courtship, your partner. Very important. emotional intimacy. Then you have, if you are married, then you have physical intimacy. Okay? You have need for physical intimacy. Then you can have physical intimacy. Then as Christian, lastly, you need to have spiritual intimacy. Okay? As a couple, you serve the Lord. You fulfill your spiritual so-called commission, calling. Okay? Maybe as a partner, or you encourage each other towards that goal. Very important. 5 areas of intimacy. Right? Thank you for that sharing. Anybody else?